Hi, my name is Mack Mallet, and I'm the founder of Retired Athletes Club. When my athletic career ended, I had an overwhelming amount of anxiety. I didn't know who I was, what to do with all my free time, and I felt like overnight I just completely lost a piece of myself. As I was going through this, I knew I wanted to create a conversation about it and, validate a struggle that former athletes have gone through and also make that transition to life after sport easier for future generations. Which led me to creating Retired Athletes Club. I love hats, sweatshirts, all of that stuff, so I knew when I found a message that I wanted to kind of spread, my way of doing that was going to be apparel. I want former athletes to have apparel that not only looks good, but they can be proud to wear and also remind them that though the playing fields have changed, you're still the player. I would like to think that during my last year of college hockey, if I had heard people talking about this, I wouldn't have felt so alone, wouldn't have felt so isolated. So that is my goal, is to spread awareness. So if anything I just said resonates with you or you know somebody who would really connect with it, definitely send this to them. You can shop the link in my bio or shop at retiredathletesclub.org.
So I come from a hockey family. My dad played hockey growing up. He actually played at Salem State, which is where I graduated from. My brother played hockey, so I got into it at a pretty young age. I actually just posted a TikTok. I don't know if you saw it. Me playing when I was little. It was my first time skating.
I saw it and it
Yeah.
was so adorable.
So I started skating at a really young age. I didn't actually get into hockey till I was like 10, which is kind of later.
Ah.
I kind of put it off for a little bit. I did learn to skate and stuff, but it was always just around me. I was always at the rink going to my brother's games, and I was like, I'm not doing hockey. I'm doing my own thing. And then I was 10 and I was like, I'm doing hockey. What am I doing? Went on the trajectory to try to play in college.
What team did you grow up playing for?
So I played in Exeter, New Hampshire, actually, because I'm from Maine, but I'm from the very bottom. York is literally we call it Northern Mass.
So were you Seacoast Lightning?
Yes. So Seacoast Lightning. So they're actually, Seacoast Lightning, but they're called the Seacoast Spartans now.
Okay.
So I actually coach for them too, which is really cool because I'm playing, obviously, the rink I played at growing up. Now I'm coaching.
So you're coaching for them now?
Yes. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, super cool.
I love that.
So yeah, it's in Exeter, New Hampshire. It's only 30 minutes from York. But I played for them growing up. And then I actually played for York High too. And then I played for the Portland Pirates. They're no longer a program anymore, but that was up in Maine. And then I transferred my senior year to Berwick Academy, which is in South Berwick. Then I did a post-grad year. My high school is crazy. I went to 3 high schools, but one of them I went to up until my senior year. So I went to 2 of them from 1 year. So York High School, transferred my senior year to Berwick Academy. Then I did a post-grad year at Proctor Academy.
Yes!
Up in New Hampshire. Yes.
Okay, so I went to Brewster.
Yeah, okay, I knew that, I think.
Yeah. This is all, it's so funny because now that I live in Canada, I'll talk about boarding school. People are like, what?
Yeah.
And because hockey's just everywhere here, so they don't need the New England boarding school experience. But that's so cool.
Yeah, I did a post-grad year. And then after Proctor, I went to Endicott College. I was there for a year and a half.
Did you transfer mid-year?
Yes, I did. I did transfer mid-year, yeah. So my freshman year was good. I liked it a lot. We won the conference championship. I was happy with my playing time, happy with the team. Everything was good. I kind of put all my eggs in the hockey basket, though. And then when the season would end and I was kind of at the school, it's a great school, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. It's on the water. But I was like, I don't know if I really love the vibe as much as I thought I would. It's very small and secluded, and it kind of reminded me of my boarding school. I kind of wanted more of a different vibe and it to feel more college-y. So I definitely liked it. I went back for my sophomore year. But at that time I had just broken my elbow. But I was kind of just thinking a lot about what I want and all those things. And I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to make a change. And Salem State is in that same area. It's 15 minutes from Endicott. So I was still on that North Shore of Mass near Boston, which is what I wanted. And it was a very seamless transition. So yeah, nothing bad about Endicott. It just wasn't really for me. I was kind of
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And then so I did a 5th year at Salem State too. It's funny. I maxed out every school you could do. I was the super duper senior. I was so old.
It's the same for me because when I went to Brewster, they had me repeat my sophomore year.
Okay,
so I basically did an embedded PG year.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's what normally people would do, I think, is the more common thing is you go and then you repeat. I think post-grad is becoming more of a thing.
It's more for the basketball players.
Yeah.
PG years are for the prep basketball players.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, I did a 5th year at Salem State too, because that was for COVID. And I was like, I'm definitely using my 5th year. And that wasn't even a question in my mind. And then obviously after that, my last game was when the identity crisis kind of crept in.
So for me, something that I was very cognizant of from the start of what was my 5th year,
Hmm.
I just felt personally like I was counting down like how many games were left in the season. So for you, was it more like once I remember senior night, like everyone's like, it's senior night. I'm like, it's senior night. Like I was a mess. And
Yes.
everybody was like, Teresa, like pull yourself together. And I couldn't. So where did it hit for you?
I mean, I think when I was like applying to grad school and like getting prepared for my 5th year, I was like still really excited, kind of putting off that like it's over after this. And then I think like right at our first game, I was like, wow, this is my last like first home game. And then after that, that became my mentality for like everything. I do have OCD, so I think that's also part of it. Was like I was just kind of fixated on like this is a loss of this is a loss of that. And also watching a lot of my teammates and stuff have these internships or these jobs lined up that they were super passionate about and ready for. And I was just like, I don't have anything else that I'm this passionate about. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever want this to end. This is great. So I definitely was in that same mindset of like, I don't want senior night. Like, this is my last, you know what I mean? It was this congratulatory thing for what seemed like everybody else. But like for me, it was not like that experience at all. That's when I knew like when I started Retired Athletes Club, part of it I want to do is have teams reach out to me to do gifts for their senior night for their seniors to like kind of welcome them into the brand and like let them know, hey, if you're having these thoughts, it's completely okay. Because like you said, my senior night was a nightmare in my head.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I remember that day for me, I was like gonna do a vlog and I don't know whatever happened to the footage. I mean, I feel like I've taken so many cool videos over the years and then
Mhm.
it's just like in a thumb drive somewhere that like who knows. But I remember if I would have actually done anything with that video, it was just me sobbing
Yeah.
throughout the day. Like the
You're crying the whole
entire
time? Yeah. Yeah, no, that literally would have been me. It's funny too. I said I wasn't gonna cry, and then we walk into the locker room, and they put like all of our baby pictures up, and they were playing "The Good Old Days." Kesha.
my gosh.
I was like, "You guys," and of course I started crying. I was like, "Oh, okay, it's really depressing." Like,
Right.
great. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
When I graduated
Hmm.
and that whole thing happened, I kind of was like, now what? I didn't even really like the major that I had was a bachelor of arts in natural science. Like my degree was really to go on to a medical school. Like that's
Hmm.
kind of I wanted to go to dental school. I could not get out of my own way and then my degree was so non-specific that
Hmm.
I couldn't get a job like doing anything.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, I do not know how to be a human without this sport.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, and that's like even like your day-to-day structure is completely different. Like it was such a routine and even on like the social level, you were going to practice every day and whether you were like talking or not, you don't realize that like you're surrounded by people and that's good
Right.
for you. And then you stop and you feel so isolated and you're not on the team anymore. And I know for me, like I really loved being a captain and being a leader. And when I didn't have that anymore, I was like, oh, it's depressing. I just felt like deflated.
What do I get up for? And like, I don't know. Like you said, the structure. And for me, that structure started in boarding school because when you move away from home and you are living in a dorm, were you a day student or a boarding student?
Boarding.
Yeah, so I was a boarding student too, and it's like, okay, you get this sense of autonomy with this built-in structure, and you get up in the morning, you go to the dining hall, you go to classes, you go right to the rink, you're working out with your team, you're all focusing on nutrition, you're focusing on your grades, like there's all these things, and it's the same every single day. And then when you're in the off season, you're building, whatever it is that you're trying to get better. And then when you go to college, you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been training for my
Yeah,
whole life.
exactly right. You're like, "I finally did it," and then it ends, and you're like, "Wait, what? Now what?"
Even like hanging out in the locker room, like now I have to like walk into like an adult space and I don't have a common goal with these people. They don't know
Mhm.
who I am. They don't know how well I did last weekend. Like
Yep,
what do I talk about? I
exactly.
genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
So at what point did you decide I'm going to start a brand? Like how long were you down in the dumps before you were like, this is my next move?
Yeah. I was in grad school at the time. I want to say I thought of the brand probably in April. And like right when I thought of it, I dropped out of grad school. Everyone was like, finish it, finish it. And I was like, no, like I'm not even finishing it. I'm not going to do anything with this. Like I am running with this as far as I can. Like this is what I'm doing. I mean, obviously I had my bachelor's and stuff. So, drop out of school. I'm not like some like badass, but like I'm not doing this anymore. I'm starting this business because I think this is like a really niche, unique, specific idea that hasn't really been like explored yet. So yeah, I would say the spring after I retired is when I was like, this is happening. Because on the bus ride home from our last game, I realized how devastated everybody was, and it wasn't really just me the whole year when I thought I was the only person. I realized like, okay, all of my other fellow seniors, they're also kind of devastated. We're all just kind of crying on this bus. Like this is a struggle that a lot of people go through. So yeah, they also kind of encouraged me. They were like, this is a good idea. You need to do this.
That's so awesome. And so at what point did you know that it was going to be like apparel as your main thing?
Right away, because it was kind of like this light bulb just went off in my head of like, oh, I can combine everything I like. Because I knew I wanted to do something helping people, something in like sports psychology, working with athletes. And I just love creating things and like designing and apparel and sweatshirts and hats. Like I just love that stuff. So I just combined all of it into one. It was honestly just like a light bulb went off in my head. I was like, oh, I can do all the things that I like and I'm good at. I can just combine into this.
How has it been trying to like get people to learn about your brand? Has it been like, is the learning curve kind of steep? Is it frustrating? Like, because like you said, we all know that we're not the only ones that feel this
Right.
way. Like, I know for a fact this is I don't want to say universal experience, but
Mhm.
there's a portion of every
Yeah,
team that is
totally.
affected by this. I could imagine that it would be frustrating to know that those people exist, but it'd be
Mhm.
hard to like connect with them, for them to find you, for them to know about you.
Yeah, I think starting a business in this day and age is amazing because of social media. Also a double-edged sword because especially with like the TikTok algorithm where you can have a video do so good and I'll have like my DMs are flooded with people that are like, I love this brand. This means so much. Thank you. And a video will do really well. And then you post again and it's like, you don't get a lot of views for like 3 months. And it can be really hard to like keep believing that it's a good idea when you do go through those lulls, I think, on social media. But at the end of the day, I think there's no better way to reach people this day and age. Like looking at where some of my orders come from, they'll be all over the country, which is so cool because I know that part of the reason they got it is because they saw one of my videos, which is awesome. But it is definitely hard. I mean, you have to be consistent and all of those things. I guess I would say that consistency and just like believing in it and remaining confident and keep on looking at those DMs of the people that did reach out to you and say that it means a lot. Because I can even get in my head of like, is this a relatable struggle? Because for a while in the beginning, I was just like, is it just me? And then, like I said, someone will reach out to me and be like, I felt the same exact way. Thank you for recognizing me. And I'm like, okay, those messages mean a lot because it's so easy to be like, this isn't relatable. It's just me.
I remember when I got the DM from you, I'm pretty sure you ended up finding my video because I was like sobbing over Jason Kelsey's retirement speech, and like you had like messaged me after that, and I remember because I usually like read those with like hesitation because I am not the person to take a brand deal or anything and like
Mhm.
lie to people about stuff. But then when I read what you said, and I was like, it was like still the player or something like that. And I was like, wait a second. And then I went on your website. I was just like, boom, boom, boom.
That's so
um,
funny.
Something that I've been trying to ponder and think about is like, what can be done at a younger age to help decrease the identity loss so that it's like not so abrupt?
Hmm.
And something when I look back on my life, because I don't know about you, but like every single day was just revolving around hockey since
Hmm.
I was like, it would have been since you were playing for like Seacoast, whatever, Lightning, whatever they're called these days. Like it just, that was the goal. The goal was like to go D1. Like that was like what the goal always was. And I wonder like if I would have continued playing the violin, or if I would have had like art lessons, or if I had something else. So then when the hockey was over, I still would have had that other piece of me to dive into. And I wonder if you kind of think about the same type of things. Like, how can we make sure that parents are aware? Like, my parents just knew I loved hockey, and that's all that they put in front of me.
Yep.
And I'm like, I feel like we owe it to the next generation to say, hey, not the best idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I think the situation, like right now, today, as we're speaking, is so much worse than when we were kids because kids are specializing way earlier. Like, I mean, I honestly was planning on playing lacrosse in college and then started hockey and was like, this is way too much. But I guess I technically did specialize in hockey, but I was still playing other sports. Kids nowadays, oh my God, they're like 8 years old and they're like goals go in the NHL and they're specialized in hockey and they do it year round. And like, it's, it's just, there's so many reasons why that's so bad for you. So I 100% agree. Like, that's only going to contribute to the problems that we're having right now, even more so. Like,
Absolutely.
it's crazy.
Yeah. The obsession that parents have with getting your child on the travel team at like U9.
Yep.
And how for some kiddos, it is better to continue to develop in house league before you jump over too early. Like, depending on the kid, depending on the athlete, I feel like the ceiling can go higher if they might have a couple years really
100%.
killing it in a house league before like riding the bench nonstop starting at age 11
Yeah.
playing travel, like and
100%.
those are conversations that I think more parents need to hear us having
Hmm.
because it's not good for self-confidence. And for some of them, they might end up leaving the sport way earlier because of how quickly we're shoving this sport down their
Yep.
throat.
Yeah, the burnout is going to happen way earlier.
Yeah,
Way earlier.
absolutely, for sure. So tell me a little bit about, I know that there's a portion of each of your sales that goes to something. Tell me
Mhm.
a little bit about how you went about choosing that and what it is.
Yeah. So, a percentage of each sale goes to the hidden opponent. So it's like a nonprofit for student athlete mental health. They go around like colleges around the campus and do like workshops, and it's all just about like mental health advocacy for student athletes, essentially. So I knew when I started it that I was going to give a percentage of proceeds to some foundation. They didn't know which one for a while. And then when I came across Hidden Opponent, I was like, oh, this is perfect because it's giving back to current student athletes, which is like, I think every former athlete would love to do that, knowing that a percentage of your sales is going to help the current student athlete. So they're awesome. You should definitely check out their social media. But yeah, it's called the Hidden Opponent.
Cool. Yeah, something that I have noticed, and I think it's pretty much happening almost everywhere, but I know for me, we didn't have mental health support when I graduated college in 2013.
Hmm.
And for me, my mental health situation ended up being quite terrible because it was still such a unspoken thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And I remember when I came back from my medical leave, when I was still at New England College, I remember walking into the library once and I could just feel, because New England College is a small school.
Oh, yeah.
So if something
He's played it all the
happens,
time.
yeah, if
Everyone on
something
campus.
happens, everyone knows. And so I just remember walking in the library and being like, I feel like an absolute outcast. And
Mhm.
I went from being like a pretty, I don't know how to say this the right way, but I mean, people there knew that I was the starting goalie for the girls team and they
Mhm.
knew that I was the captain and they knew all of these things. And then this big break happened with me. And all of a sudden, a character in a horror movie, like I was like the crazy one. And I just hope that, especially when we have organizations like the Hidden Opponent and
Mhm.
there's more awareness of mental health now, I hope that that is not the experience that athletes are feeling today. Did either of your schools have somebody that was like a liaison for mental health support, or what was that like?
Yeah, actually, Endicott College and Salem State were both really good about athlete mental health. I think actually Endicott does a lot with the hidden opponent currently. They have like students that are there. They'll have like representatives that are student athletes at Endicott that will like do hidden opponent functions on campus. Yeah, and I was also actually thinking about talking with my AD from Salem State and having her kind of reach out to the hidden opponent and see if they can incorporate that as well because it's amazing. I mean, it's a completely different atmosphere, I think, than when you were in school, which is obviously for the better.
This is actually a really crazy story that I haven't shared. I've shared it a couple times on social media, but it was before I had more followers. I can't even believe that this is actually a thing that I have to say, but when I had my mental situation, obviously I wasn't doing well in my classes at that time, specifically psychology. Okay. Once I had gotten back from my medical leave, I reached out to my psychology professor about my grade and I asked, is there anything that I can do to increase my grade? She had me write an essay about my psychiatric break, and then she had me give a presentation
No.
to all 3 of her current psychology classes.
Oh my God. Talk about traumatic.
And now that I say it, when I say it out loud, I'm like, how absolutely terrible.
Right.
And of course I was going to do it because I didn't want to see
Yeah.
on my transcript. I'm like, okay,
Right.
well, I guess, yeah. And so I remember being in the room with all of these students. Keep in mind, New England College is a small school.
Yeah.
So these are all student athletes that I know. There's
Mhm.
guys on the guys hockey team sitting there. Like, I'm just taking it on the chin
Yeah.
to try. It was absolutely humiliating.
Like, yeah, that's insane. And especially from a psychology professor, you would think
Right.
that they would have knowledge in that. Yeah.
And so when I think about mental health support in college, those are the things I think about. So
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
anything would be better than that.
Literally anything.
I found the paper a couple years ago and I was reading through it. I just felt so bad for that version of myself.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Just
I'm
so
sure.
sad. So I hope that New England College, if you're listening,
Yeah.
I
If you're
hope that
listening.
it'd be great if you could connect with the hidden opponent, please.
Yes. Definitely. We can't have any more of that.
Yes, no. So have any college, high school teams reached out to do like a senior gift? Has that happened yet?
I've worked with the college, Salem State, that I went to, obviously. And I'm trying to work with Endicott, and then I've had like a few, nothing like no colleges super far away, just more so in the area. Majority of my sales, I guess I would say, have been in New England, but like I said, I'm starting to get like random orders from like all over the country, which is super
That's
cool.
so awesome.
But that's something that like I'm trying to work on the marketing end, is just like emailing like any college ever that's willing to listen, and continuing to do that when you don't get any response is, I think, also a challenging thing. Yeah, as an entrepreneur, you just have to like be resilient and not care about it.
Do you follow Selling Sarah on TikTok?
That sounds familiar. I don't think I do.
She's like, she got really popular. She used to be Sarah from Pareto.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I
know.
feel like you have to take some things out of her arsenal. It's one of those, again, frustrating things where it's like, if they just knew about it, what a cool senior. That's like my goal. My goal is to like at least get you one team that will outfit their seniors. You mentioned that you have OCD. In terms of superstition, were there things that were very prominent for you superstition-wise as an athlete?
Yeah, I would say so. I did a lot better trying to dismantle them by the end of my career, because I don't remember where I read this. Someone told me or whatever, but someone basically said that like superstitions are a sign of like no confidence, essentially. It's like, why am I putting faith in whatever you want to call it, tying my shoe a certain way in my performance? Like, how is that going to correlate? So I kind of just thought about it logically like that. And then I thought, like, okay, if I'm a leader on this team, I do want to be confident. I don't want to have to rely on, doing these little rituals and whatever, which obviously is a lot easier said than done. And I was able to work through not doing some of them.
So I have a question for you. This is not what I was expecting to talk to you about, but I just can't help but ask, have you ever considered being a boarding school hockey coach?
Oh, that was actually what I wanted to do for like ever. When I was at Proctor, I was like, oh, I want to do this.
Ask because I went back to Brewster and was a teacher and a coach. So I was a teacher and a coach at New Hampton.
Oh, that's really cool. When were you?
I was there 2017, 2018.
That's when I was at Proctor.
Wait, did you play on the softball team?
No.
Okay, because they beat us in the championship. Right.
Yeah,
they beat us in the championship.
Yes, they did. I was at that game.
Oh!
Oh my God.
Oh, I coached way too aggressive that game. My gosh.
It's
So
okay.
many things. Like, that's another problem that I have is I
Yeah.
will go back and replay memories from coaching and from like playing.
Oh,
And I'm like, can
yeah.
I just let it go?
Yeah.
Can I just
100%.
let it go? It's
Yeah.
gonna be okay. Like, we're in a different chapter now.
Mhm.
But yeah, that is so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the boarding school thing. Like, yeah, what have you thought about it before?
It's like I was so sure of it. Well, not so sure of it, but like I really was like, wow, I could see myself doing it. And then I don't know. I think part of it, I mean, there's a lot of different things. A lot of the boarding schools, as you know, are like in that area. And while I was living there, I liked it obviously because I was with my friends and everything. But I don't know if I would like living there, like as an adult. It's a little too secluded for me. I think I would need like a more populated area. And then I guess just
Could
with
you
the
imagine KUA?
no, yeah, and like Brewster's in like a great area, and even Proctor. Like, if I were to pick some of the Lake Region schools to coach at, it would be like a Brewster or a Proctor because like they do still have like a downtown area and like all that stuff. But then I guess as like college went on, I was like, I don't really know if I would want to go back that soon to boarding school. I don't know. I mean, it's still in the back of my mind, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I personally am such a people pleaser, perfectionist
Hmm.
that
Same.
the boarding school grind, it took everything out of me. I mean, I
Definitely.
don't know how to say no.
Yeah.
I was coaching 3 sports. So I was coaching field hockey, goalie coaching for hockey, softball,
Hmm.
teaching for class. Like, it just, it's a lot. And then dorm parenting. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
It's becomes like your entire life. And I saw
absolutely.
that when I was there from my dorm parents and from my coaches and stuff, which I think can be really cool, but you have to be committed to it. And that's definitely not something that I think I would be into.
So have you been following PWHL?
I was supposed to go to the Fleet game this past Sunday, and then I was sick, so I couldn't go. But I haven't been tuned in as much as I want to be.
Are there any players playing now that you played with or kind of cross paths with during your playing career? I actually know the answer to this is yes. You played at Proctor, right?
Yeah.
So you would have played against Savannah Norcross.
Oh my God, yeah. I did. I sorry. I was thinking college. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking
Oh,
high
I'm
school.
sorry. No. So
No, you're fine.
you would have played against Savannah Norcross.
Yeah, she's also best friends with one of my best friends, which is hilarious. Yeah, so
Oh,
I know
cool.
her.
Yeah. Sav is the best. So she was on my softball team that year that we. Yeah. Okay. Let me think if there's anybody else. Kayla Barnes, maybe. Well,
My
actually,
brother played
I
at
think
New
she
Hampton.
graduated a year or two, maybe when you were at Berwick.
Yes, yeah, my brother went to New Hampton, and I would like go there and watch the girls' game sometimes. So I've
Cool,
seen
cool, cool.
Kayla play. Yeah.
So Hillary Knight is my age. So
Mhm.
when I was playing at Brewster, she was playing at Choate.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
so I played, and she was like my same USA hockey development year. But yeah, it I remember back when, before it was the PWHL, what was it before the PWHL? I had a really hard time, and this is going to sound so damn selfish, and it is, and it just goes to show like the place that I was at mentally.
Mhm.
But when all of that was first becoming a thing, I couldn't even watch it. I wouldn't even respond to any. There were so many people that I knew playing in it. I
Uh-huh.
was so happy for them. It wasn't me trying to take anything away from them. And again, it's one of those things where when I hear myself say it, I'm like, this is embarrassing to admit.
No, I
But
totally know what you mean. I've talked about this with my friends before.
it just was, I couldn't watch it. It hurt too much.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I'm in a place now where I can enjoy it and I can be excited about it and be proud for the sport and the development for girls and women's hockey. It took me a while to get to a point where I would even have a conversation about it, let alone watch it.
Yeah. It's like this bittersweetness almost of like, I'm so glad that young girls can look up to this now and have this to work towards. But it's like, we didn't have that to work towards. So you always wonder, like, if I could have seen hockey as a job and a career and whatever, like, would I have trained harder? Would I have done this? You know what I mean? So you do always kind of wonder, like, obviously, like, it's still competitive. And, I played D3 hockey, like, probably was never going to go to the P-Dub. Not everyone gets a chance to go anyways, right? Like, your percentage of going to play there is small, but you still makes you wonder, like,
Especially coming from Division 3.
but it does make you wonder, like, even in 5 years, I bet you there'll be even more leagues and they'll be semi-professional. It's like, then there will be probably D3 players, I bet you. playing professionally and all that stuff. And I mean, they do go to, a lot of D3 players will go to Europe and play in leagues over there and stuff. But obviously, it's just really competitive.
That point reminded me that I wanted to touch a little bit on Division 3 athletes and Division 3 hockey and sports in general, because I do think that there is this, when you're younger, everyone's just trying to go D1. It's not like you're working your butt off in the gym in the off season to go D3. I guess I just want to try and say that I feel strongly that while, yeah, I can see why D1 is everyone's goal, but I just want to put a plug out there just to say, like, hey, D3 hockey's pretty incredible too, and it's extremely competitive, and it's just getting more competitive. And I just want to say that because I know that there's some people I remember when I found out I was going D3, I felt like I had not accomplished what I set out to accomplish for all of those years. And I think you can have just as great of an experience playing Division 3. And I just wonder if you kind of have thoughts about that too.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. I think you just have to think about like what you want to get out of it. So many people I think want to say that they went D1, but they sit on the bench the whole time, or maybe not even that. Maybe they're scratched every game. And it's like, what experience are you really getting? You just saying that you went D1. You know what I mean? It would be so much more special for me to actually have a role on a team, be involved, have a purpose, and who cares about the division, right? Like it's about your experience. And especially like with women's hockey, if you're probably not going to play afterwards, just enjoy what you have. You know what I mean? I think a lot of players that are on the cusp, it's like, don't do it just because you want to say that you did it and you're checking off a box. Think about like your experience because you want to just have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah. And once you're in it, like once you're on the team and you're doing all the things, you're not paying attention to what division you're playing anymore.
Yeah.
You're just working towards the common goal. And the common goal will be well established at the start of the season, at the start of your career. And it's so amazing to be a part of that. And like locker room culture, if the team does it right, locker room culture is the best. And that's what I miss. I miss all of
100%.
that.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. This past weekend, I was tying my daughter's skates, and I heard a Kesha song playing in their, like an old school Kesha song playing in their locker room. And I just had this like rush of emotions that like, I just miss those moments so much. And I hope that, Division 3 is just as incredible as Division 1, just in a different way. The last thing that I wanted to just end off with is, let's say somebody listens to this episode as they're going into the end of their hockey career. What do you say to them to try and build them up? Or what words do you share with them?
Yeah, I think something that helped me afterwards, I was able to look back and think like this, was some athletes are happy when their careers are over, right? And good for them that they're happy, but why are you sad? You're sad because you like it so much. So, as cliche as it sounds, it's such a privilege to have such a good experience that you're so sad to leave. So, looking at it with like gratitude helped me not have this like tunnel vision and like this impending doom. Just kind of remaining, keeping that gratitude, and also realizing that if you are having those thoughts, that there are brands like Rack where a ton of other people can agree with you. I know on my senior night, if I'd heard of something like Retired Athletes Club or just even this conversation being brought up, I would have felt like a weight off my shoulders because I felt like a great person. Um, so you're not alone. That's what I would say.
Definitely not. And what's your saying? Still the player?
Yeah, still the player. So the playing fields have changed, but you're still the player was like that light bulb moment. I was in the car driving to work and I was like, wait, like there's still so many things about me and who I was as an athlete that I can still apply to my everyday life. Like those things aren't just gone. That was like quite literally a light bulb moment as I was driving. I was like, oh, write that in my notes app. I'm gonna tell my friends about this one. Like,
It's so good.
yeah.
It's so good.
Thanks,
So
guys.
I can't wait to watch you continue to grow. And like I showed you the other day, two of my 12 photos of my year
That
recap
was so funny.
were in Rack
Yeah, I love
hats.
that.
And I have my order at my parents' house when I get to Maine. You guys, I got what did I get? I got a hoodie and a beanie.
A hoodie and a beanie. Yes, you
Hoodie
did.
and a beanie.
Yep.
So definitely check out Mack's website. She has really, really cool stuff. I feel like maybe at some point you need to venture into, it's very bold and I feel like people wouldn't wear it all the time, but like a Letterman's jacket. Like,
yes, like with like the fuzzy like lettering kind of.
yes. And then like if right here you had like the smiley face, like the or thing, whatever, like
That
it
could be
would be
so cool.
so good.
Yeah.
Check out Mack's website, check out The Hidden Opponent, and definitely follow Mack on social media. She's at Retired Athletes Club, yeah?
Yes. Yep. On TikTok and Instagram.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. You're doing like the best work and I'm
you so
super
much.
proud of you. You are like repping Maine girls hockey so
Yes.
well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You're
This was
so
awesome.
welcome.